Thank you, Bennett. And with no discussion last night, the Rapides Parish School Board also passed a motion to potentially bring changes to the district's uniform policy. The board agreed to move forward with directing the administration to create a survey for community feedback on whether the district's uniform policy should continue as is or undergo some changes. That motion was offered up by board member Linda Burgess. It passed out of the Education Committee last week. The last time the board made changes to the uniform policy was in 2000. Survey results will be addressed during the March 21st committee meetings.